Good morning, guys. It is a new day. Today is going to be August 5th, 2022, and it's your queen, Divine Mother Goddess Yemaya. I wanted to come to you guys and talk to you really briefly about you guys being your authentic selves, and not just being your authentic selves, but also making sure that no matter what you stand on and what your beliefs are, you're not allowing other people to ruin your belief systems and create the viewpoint of your life of what they believe it should be. There's going to be many journeys that you have to go and tread throughout this lifetime. And there's going to be people like myself and other people of positive influences that are going to be able to affect your life in a positive way. And some people that are of a negative vibration will understand this change that you're going through, as many people that I know didn't understand my path and what I was going through and why I was changing my choices that I was making for deciding to be a positive light and basically to share as much as I could with the world, and basically to lift the vibrations as well as to encourage other people and show other people and inspire them that love does exist. Love is real. It is so much hatred and projectivity of negativity throughout this world, on social media, in the world that we see on, whether it be the news, on TV, or on your phone when you're reading some different type of tabloid, whether it be fake or real news. It's so much stuff out here that is meant to throw you off and to confuse you and to help you to divert from your path of what you should be walking on, which is a path of positivity, a path of clarity, and understanding on us loving each other, loving your neighbor, as it was said and it's scripted in many different biblical terms and many different holy books, whether it be Holy Bible, the Holy Quran, it doesn't matter. I hope that you all are understanding my messages that I leave to you guys and that I share with you guys, because I want to be someone who is enlightening you that love is real and love does exist. And I know a lot of you wonder, why do I want to feel this way when it's so much that's going on? And if you're one of my friends on social media who see me share a lot of what's going on in my life, you may wonder, what's the point of it all? You go through so much, you should be full of so much hatred. But I choose not to do that. I choose to turn away from that because it's what the enemy wants. Whether it be my enemy or an energy of negativity that's being projected onto the people who send to me the negativity that they send to me. I choose not to go that path because I don't want to be that way. I never chose to be that way, even though I know throughout my life it's been many times where I had so much positivity in my heart and so much love to give to people that I loved, that were of my birth family, and so many of them scorned me. And well, they tried to inflict scorn on me. They didn't. In some ways they did scorn me, and I had this viewpoint at some points in my life where all people weren't shit and the world was an ugly place, and I closed myself off sometimes, and I shared with other people who were positive and made them out to believe that I was a negative person. But it was because of the things that I went through, and I had seen so much negativity in my family. And when you're living in a family and that's who you're raised around, and you see that all the time, you grow up to believe, and you grow into to believe that that is the way the world is, and that is not so. That is your world that you're living in, and so you make that out to believe that that is the whole world as an entirety, but it is not true. And so as I've met different people on my paths and seen that there is a such thing as love and unconditional love from strangers, I grew to love more so, even more, tap into the love that I had already had for people, whether I knew them or not. And I just felt like it's so many people that's hurting in the world. I feel like this still today, even more so, that it's so many people that's hurting in the world. And I'm sorry, I'm going to turn my music down some. But I felt like there's so many people in this world who are so hurt and down bad, and they don't have anyone. So many people just like myself today that's homeless. I'm homeless. I don't have a house right now. There was many things that happened in the home that I had where I had to leave because of it being a negative energy that was sent to me based off of who I am as a person, and people who I didn't even know or couldn't see that was behind the mask of what they were doing to me. I still chose to leave that place, even though I could have stood up and fought against negative energy. It was attacking me and my children, and I didn't want to be in that place, and I didn't feel like my kids deserved to go through what we had been experiencing. And so now I'm in a place of being homeless, honestly, and I'm still happy. I go through many challenges, but those challenges doesn't affect me in a way where it makes me feel like the world is crappy or that it's unfair. I don't feel sorry for myself. I am not a victim. I don't feel like I'm being victimized. I love myself. I love the experiences that I'm going through, because I was at a place in my life where I had many luxurious things, and I've been to many luxurious places with my children and myself alone, and I met many great people along my path before getting to the point I'm at now, which is basically going down to rock bottom and basically having to start over and see everything for what it is. And I've gotten to see a lot of people who I care for, who I had extended my hand to and helped them when I had barely anything, because I had a lot of children that I could have been given and pouring the love that I was giving to others into them. But I feel like our heart and the love that we have is infinite, and there's so much that we can give. It's not a certain amount that you can give to people. You can give as much as you want to others, but so many of us, or so many people in the world, I don't want to say us, I don't want to include myself in this subject when I say this, because I don't feel this way. So many people in the world feel like there's only so much love you can give to people before you're burned, or in the midst of being burned. But it's all a balance that we have to be able to balance out. It's a part of the Hermetica study, which is basically teaching you about, it's a book that's teaching you about basically the balance in the world, that there's a need for it to be bad and good in order for the world to be, the universe to balance out for the frequency. But throughout the history, there's been more wars and more hatred and atrocities and genocides that's happened, where it's caused more negativity than good. And there's a need for people like myself to have a high vibration and to balance it out in order for us to continue to live on this earth. There's no mistake of the reason why we're having so many things, supernatural events that's happening, that scientists can't explain what is going on, whether it be through astrology, through the stars and the moon, and different things that's happening through moon phases or through asteroids and things like that. NASA scientists that are telling us and warning us, if you look into those things and check those tabloids out or check those articles out, you'll see sometimes they're not highlighted, but you'll see that people are trying to warn humanity that the earth is coming to a destruction. And the reason why it is because there's so much hatred in the world. And if we don't choose to clear our heart space and repent and make more space for love, the world as we know it will be gone. It will be non-existent, because so many people are choosing to live out of hate, and that's not the way the world was created to be. It cannot be more hatred than love. It has to be a balance. And I'm hoping that when you are acting out of a negative way, you're acting out of that way as a protection for yourself, to stand up for yourself against wrong, when you know that someone is wronging you, when you know that they should know better and they do know better, and they're still doing the things that they know they shouldn't be doing. Then yes, stand up for yourself. Stand your ground against people who are trying to hurt you. But other than that, move out of love. naturally, organically move out of love, and love should be added unto you. But if you're moving in a world where you have hatred, where you don't want to have understanding for others, where you don't want to be able to relate to the different things that they go through, where you see, if you are one of these people in the world who have a lot of things, and you see a lot of people in the world who are homeless, the homelessness rate is at an all-time high. It's never been so many people homeless in the world as it is today, even though the world has so much money, trillions of dollars, and countries have trillions of dollars that they can share amongst each other, that they only choose to share when they want to. And that is wrong. That is not right. There's a lot of government systems that are created to keep people down, and that's not the way the world should be. We should be helping one another. If I have something, then my brother and my sister, I am willing to help you. I am willing to give you this thing that I have. I have more than enough, and I'm willing to help you and your family. I'm willing to help you if you don't have a family. I'm willing to help you get on your feet. But so many people, they know the things they go through, and they still in their nice, luxurious cars, whether they have a nice, luxurious car or they have a broke down car but a wallet full of money, and even if it's not a wallet full of money or a pocket full of money, they have a debit card where they have money on there where they can help people, and they still don't. And that is basically moving out of hatred in that way as well, in that regards as well, because you see people down and you can help them. They're a human life, and if they don't have someone helping them, they might starve that night. But if you are choosing to help them with, be it something to eat or something to drink, or a place to stay for the night, or a place to stay for the month or two, or whatever they need in order to get back on their feet, to put them in a better position, and you don't, then you're turning your cheek against what you know you should be doing as right, and allowing it to stay wrong, and that is wrong within itself. And so because I know all of these things and I understand all of these things, I choose to be one of the few people who are willing to sacrifice myself in a way where I'm willing to give love and pour out love, and shed light on this issue that is indefinitely an issue that should be changed and needs to be worked on, because we need to survive. We have youth that need to grow up, that haven't been able to experience life, and haven't been able to bear the fruits of labors that they are willing to, and looking forward to working on. And there's a lot of youth who, like my daughter, who's a teenager now, can't wait to go to work and earn their own income and take care and sustain for themselves and build self-sufficiency for themselves. But if we're ruining and destructing the world with hatred, they're not going to have that opportunity, and that is so selfish and unfair. A lot of parents, they can love not only themselves but their children, and some of them don't. Not only do they not love themselves, but they don't love their children, and that's a horrible thing. That is something that we need to change. It's something that we all have to work on together. If there's a parent that you know isn't taking care of their children, you should be helping that person, helping those kids, so that they can have a better opportunity at being able to grow and have longevity in their life, and being able to experience a life of prosperity. That's what we were all placed here on this earth to be able to experience. And so many people are taking it for granted or robbing others of that experience, and that is wrong, and it has to be changed. And so I want to be one of those people who help to change this. I want to be one of those people who, once I make it out of this situation that I'm in, because I am one of those people who get it out the mud and go up. So this situation that I'm in now, it doesn't bother me, and it's only helping me to remember where I did come from, because I have went through one of these phases before in my life when I was younger, and 10 years later I'm going through it again. But it's no mistake of why I'm going through it. I understand that just like when I was going through it back then, and I was walking into greatness, even though at the same time also going through the furnace and experiencing domestic violence and things like that from my kid's dad, I still was able to make it out of those situations alive. And even though I had been touched a little bit by the fire, I hadn't been burned and scorned to the point of not giving others the opportunity to experience my love. I kept going. I didn't say I hate men when I went through domestic violence, and that I would never date again, or I would never be with anyone else again. It was someone that I ended up being able to fall in love with and love more than I had ever loved that man who had been hurting me. Even though I had a lot of children with him, 4 children with him, I still was able to meet someone, thankfully by the divinely guided. He was brought to me, and we shared a really great experience. And although we're not together at this moment in life, I still love that person unconditionally. And even though he don't understand my belief systems at this moment in time, I still understand and respect him from a distance. And as I'm going through what I'm going through and not being able to be with the person that I love, I'm still able to get up every day, and instead of turning away and saying life isn't anything and the world is crappy, and because I wasn't able to be with the person that I love, or couldn't be able to experience a better life with them that we can build on, I still am building that better life for myself and for my children and for the world. And once I do get and attain the things that I want to obtain, I'm going to share that with many other youth. I'm going to share that with many other parents. I'm going to share that with many other entities and charities and things like that, because in nonprofits, and create many things that is needed to be created in order for this world to be a better place. And so that is one of the reasons why I keep going, because not only is it a fuel for me, I know that when I keep going, I'm also fueling other people to take the stance and do the same thing that I'm doing. I know that sometimes people need to see some encouragement in order for them to keep going, and in order for them to stand up and fight against what they can't see, and stand up and fight against things even that they can see that may seem scary. The thing about me is I'm one of those people who, when I'm in fear, instead of me turning down and backing down from it, I walk through it, I go through it, I stand up and fight, because I hate to be afraid, and I won't allow myself to be afraid, not of a human being or not of a thing, whether that I can't see or can see. This flesh that I have is only flesh. I understand that the soul is something that transcends, and ultimately is able to still be here, is eternal. And because of it being eternal, I'm choosing to use my voice while I have it as a human being. And whether I had a voice as a human being or as a soul, my energy will still be here, and it will still be surrounded with so many people to let them know that love is real and love exists. I will be bringing people together. Even if I was a soul, it wouldn't matter. It still wouldn't die. And I hope that you all can understand what I'm saying, because I know I'm probably a little bit all over the place, but it all is tied into basically my belief system of why I feel like love matters, and why I'm choosing to do the thing that I'm doing, because we need this. The world needs this. You all need this. Your children need this. I love you. I love you all. I love your children. I love the children that you have that hasn't been born yet, and the children that they will have that hasn't been born yet. I am a person that believes in creating generational wealth, and when you create that generational wealth, not only do you share it with yourself and your children, but you share it with children that you don't know, and their children as well, and their grandchildren. So I hope that you all can find some understanding in this video, and inspire yourselves, if you're not already inspired, to be a person that is of love and be a person that is of light, because life is not as short as you think it is. If you want to prolong it, you can prolong it by loving on yourself and loving on others, and being a person who lifts up others and encourage others to stand up for themselves and stand up for love. And I know that you all feel like, what is love and what is the point of love? But love is just something that is unconditional, and even though many people won't understand it, it is something that is undying. It's something that does exist, and something that is shown shown courageously and with bravery, whether people can understand it or not. Love is blind and love is unforeseen, but love is something that as long as you keep on going and keep on persevering and showing and continuing to do the things that you believe is right for you and believe to be rightly something that needs to be done, you do it, and you do it without fear. Fear is something that many people go through and experience. 1 second, baby, I'm almost done, okay? Thank you. Fear is something that we all experience. Sorry, guys. Fear is something that we all experience, but it's something that we all can navigate through. So choose to navigate through that fear. Choose to not care about what other people think. Choose to stand up for humanity and the universe. I love you. 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 I hope that you all have an amazing and beautiful day, a beautiful morning, a beautiful day. I don't like to say morning anymore because I don't want anyone to be in mourning. Our words are powerful and they are transmuted through the universe, and what we speak into existence come to pass. And so I want to be manifesting great things to you all. And so I want to say have a great day. Have a great and wonderful, prosperous, positive day on purpose. I love you.